Alright, so if you weren't privy to us playing the first iteration of this the other day, it was 2 or 3 days ago, it was really sweet. This deck has a few different things going on. So let's cover the easy cards first. First up, we have Saheeli Rai plus Felidar Guardian here for just like the classic, accidentally got put into standard cat combo, goes infinite, kills the opponent. The quirky thing that we have going on here is modern staple Civilized Scholar. So this card reads, draw a card, then discard a card. If it's a creature card discarded this way, untap and transform this. So we abuse this by either creating a token with Saheeli Rai or using Bound by Moonsilver so this card can't transform. And then we pair it with Golgari Brownscale to dredge our entire deck into our discard pile and gain 2 health a bunch. Then you'll notice we have 2 copies of Purity here at our top end that get continually cycled back into our deck. So basically, Civilized Scholar as a token, or when Bound by Moonsilver, along with the Brownscale and these Purities in our deck, allow us to gain an arbitrarily large amount of health. Then, to actually kill our opponent once we've flipped our entire deck sans 2 Purities into our discard pile, we get to Unburial Rites, targeting Sun Titan, and then Sun Titan returns Saheeli Rai to play, and then Saheeli Rai copies Sun Titan, and then the new Sun Titan brings a second Saheeli Rai into play, losing the first one. Then the new Saheeli Rai copies Sun Titan again, and that one gets back the other Saheeli Rai, and you go infinite on Sun Titans and kill them with the Sun Titans. So that's our kind of our plan here. We can go infinite with health. We can make infinite Sun Titans. We can just turn 2 Saheeli, turn 3 Cat, combo kill them. And then out of the sideboard, I've got a couple of Restos and a Kiki-Jiki to like go in on this plan board, like sidestep Graveyard Hate, and then just like some other generically good Magic cards. This is, we went 3 and 2 or 2 and 3. The last build was a little bit muddled and didn't have Purity in it. It was shuffling itself with Emrakul, but I want to see how this cleaned up version looks. Love your stream. Hope you play Blue Black Mill again soon. Thank you, Hefushen. I appreciate the 2-month resub there. Welcome back. Why would I play Phantasmal Image? What issue does my deck have that adding Phantasmal Image to it solves? Why is it a worthwhile addition? Articulate. Be specific. This hand doesn't really do anything, right? Like, the Unburial Rites in the opener kind of sucks. Dorks and Path are pretty good. This hand's fine. It has a cat and an oath. Phantasmal Image can replace Bound by Moonsilver while being a card to use card discolor. So, Phantasmal Image, that is interesting that can replace Bound by Moonsilver. The problem with that is you need the image to not be summoning sick to work, so it makes sure you take another turn to make your combo happen. Would you believe, Diva, that after watching this on Monday, Zach went and played this at his Monday Night Modern thing immediately? He was in stream and he's like, well, I know what I'm playing this week. I was like, yep, not surprised. All right, so I think I want to get... a blue or red source here. I'm gonna get blue. Play this Birds of Paradise. So the Resto and the Kiki's in the board. So because our primary game plan involves our graveyard, kind of, I wanted more ways to just sidestep Graveyard Hate. So rather than trying to interact with my opponent's Graveyard Hate or disrupt their Graveyard Hate, I wanted a plan to just sidestep it, basically. So those cards in the sideboard are basically me trying to sidestep potential Graveyard Hate that people will be bringing in. You're boarding more heavily into a Saheeli deck, basically. Exactly. No blocks. Fetch a Shockland tapped here. Yep. This might be a cast Golgari Brownscale game. If I don't draw a Scholar this turn, I'm probably actually just casting this Brownscale. If we draw a Scholar, obviously we can combo them next turn, so I don't need to cast Brownscale, but I think I just like want a 2/3 that blocks. We can't tutor for a 1-of. This isn't an Eldritch Evolution deck. Playing 1-of creatures doesn't really make sense. So if I play Saheeli Rai out, she only goes to 4, and then I'd have to chump block or path, and I don't really want to path Nettle Sentinel. I'd much rather path a Lord. I don't want to be spending my paths on their 2/2s. Would Vigor be better as the Incarnation? No, I think Purity's better. That's why I'm playing Purity. I think Purity's text box being good against burn is reasonable, whereas Vigor's text box is better in combat, but this deck doesn't really get into combat that often. See, now we end up in this situation here, where they played a Lord, attacked into my 2/3, and now I get to path them. So we can actually cast Purity next turn, because we can Saheeli a Mana Dork. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch a tap land here before I scry, because obviously I don't want to, like, if I put a card on the top, I want to keep it there. So this is literally just a 6/6 flyer for 6 in this matchup. No, Shaman is life loss. This is damage, which is unfortunate for us. That's fine. Let's just scry into a cat and kill them. Path Exile. I'm gonna bottom that. No, I don't think I really want the Dredger to die. I want the Dredger to lock the board down this turn. Like I want the Dredger to like hang out and help us not die here. I'm gonna scry this turn because if we get, this gives us 4 looks at a cat. I have 4 cats in my deck. So like evolution isn't just a card you can add to your deck, right? Like it requires having a bunch of very specific cards in your deck to enable, and I don't have a bunch of creatures that I want to sacrifice in this deck. I think if you want to play evolutions, you should just like not play the Civilized Scholar plan, just play the 4-color Saheeli cat deck that's listed on my website. There's nothing wrong with that deck list. The deck list is very reasonable. It's just like doing something different than this deck. Yeah, Worship's pretty bad in general. I don't think Worship's a card most people should be playing. And get in for 2 because Bird's feeling frisky. Yeah, definitely a Collected Company turn here. If they have a lot of shamans here, we could die. If they don't have a lot of shamans, I should have enough jump blockers to be okay. Am I okay being dead to another shaman? I don't think so. In a modern format warped by Jace the Mind Sculptor and Bloodbraid Elf, I feel safe knowing we're safe from the oppression of Stoneforge mistake, right? Let's hopefully rip one of our 4 cats. We've bottomed a bunch of non-cats here, so you get one shot at a cat. Yeah, the new animation is A+. Okay. This was a game win. This literally won the game. If we would have drawn this, if we would have drawn for the turn and drawn this, they didn't have the 3rd shaman of the pack, we'd have killed them. Because we have this in the bin. So we'd have gained infinite health next turn. Remember when I said we were going to be okay if they didn't have all the shaman of the packs? And then they had all the shaman of the packs. I think I'm just not going to sideboard on the play. I'm just going to click submit. That wasn't really a slow start from Elves. Like, we were actually good against a lot of their starts. Like, they had a Lord Lambo. We just interacted with them. Their start was fine. We just, like, had a blocker and killed their Lord. So, like, their mediocre creature deck just, like, had a bunch of mediocre creatures and no way to power them up. Yeah, you end up with infinite health because of the 2 purities. You just get to dredge Golgari Brownscale endlessly. Well, you don't guaranteed have a Saheeli when you combo Gengar. You don't always have Saheeli when you go off. Sometimes you go off with Bound by Moonsilver. So looking for a cat or what's it called here? I'm gonna bottom a land. Might need to talk some Python with you. Definitely, Brad. Drop me a line. Thank you for the 3 months. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way again. It is just you. I have 0 drop frames at the moment. So everything's good on my end with Twitch. They mulliganed to 4 apparently, and then probably missed a land drop and died. Probably less surprised. I think this deck's better than Scred to set the bar low. On the draw, do I want more interaction? Do I want more interaction on the draw? No, I don't think Teeg is good enough. Also, a lot of the black Elves decks don't play Court of Calling. I feel like I'd have to trim like either Felidar Guardian or Bound by Moonsilver, and I really don't think I want to trim Felidar Guardian. I guess Felidar's like a little bit worse. Because like Saheeli has to live. I'm just gonna go up to 4 paths and leave 3 cats in. No, I'm not describing the combo every time someone asks. You're just gonna have to wait and see it. I described the combo at the start of the league, so it'll be up there for YouTube later. Otherwise, this stream is just gonna be me on repeat describing the combo as everybody comes in and out. All right, deal. Let's draw Birds of Paradise on 1. Oh, they put me on the play by mistake. They said misclick in chat, and I didn't realize why they were saying that. No, nobody clipped it last time. I'm not doing it again. It just takes too long. It takes too long. It might even be too long for a clip. I don't know. I haven't played with Creeping Chill, but in my experience, Dredge isn't an aggro deck. And if you want to play an aggro deck, you should just play Hallowed One. So in my mind, it didn't feel like Creeping Chill solved the problem that Dredge has, but like maybe it does and I'm just silly. Maybe. I feel like it feels to me from my experience playing Dredge that like if you want to be more linear, Dredge isn't the deck you want to be playing. The combo is different than the previous league. Dredge is a mid-range combo deck. It's a deck that grinds out card advantage. Hope this is just like the natural turn for you. Yeah, I think I've played a good bit of Dredge, and Burn's a good matchup for that deck already, in my opinion. You just like play one Gnaw on the sideboard, and you'll always draw it. I mean, does it really help you in the racing matchups? I guess it's just a Helix to the Dome. I don't know. Dredge is just like slow enough on average that the racing matchups, you needed to be just more interactive in my experience. Oh, they're just gonna kill her. I'm dumb. I was thinking they had 3 power. I like playing a lot of basic lands in the deck. I'm a big fan of having a lot of basic lands in the green-black deck. I'm feeling very annoyed, so I'm just gonna start fragging people aggressively. Rather than yell at people who are being stupid, I'm just gonna start fragging them. Yeah, the incarnation effect over Emrakul, just like any replacement effect, I think is ideal. You can always see what decks I have coming up on stream on my website, jeffhoagland.com. The deck queue is linked there. Everything's very organized on this stream. I do my best to provide information to be accessible to you, so you don't have to come in here and ask. You can just answer that question for yourself. Yeah, I messed that up. I should have waited and played the cat on 4. Pretty big mistake there. While we're waiting for the second match in this league to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30 plus hours a week. We focus primarily on Modern on this channel. Past subscribing. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me here full time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their very wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support myself by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com. Buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Warhammer cards with them. BCW Supplies.com. I love to help you protect your very valuable Magic cards and other things like that. Using code Jeff10 at BCWSupplies.com, you can save 10% on sleeves, deck boxes and all sorts of other great stuff that they have there. And of course, Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 3 months now, and I really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back to traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with them by checking out links bit.ly/HugoBedUS and bit.ly/HugoBedCA. I kind of like the black background. I'm trying things that are different. People are so scared of change. I like the darker background, I think. Is there an estimate? Well, no, I honestly just don't know. As soon as it gets to 40 decks, big eyes. We were on track to get it to 40 decks after last weekend, and then too many people gave me too much money to put more decks in, and it just ballooned right back up. It's honestly kind of the best problem to have. Too many people can give me too much money. The deck queue never gets smaller. I might need to turn my AC on. What is the temperature supposed to get today? It's hot in my basement. High of 89 today. Yeah, we might need to kick the AC up. Shriekhorn likely means Dredge. Yeah, speaking of Dredge. Dredge can be scary for these creature-based decks because Dredge, what's the word I'm searching for? Dredge has Conflagrate in their deck, which just like ices our board, and they're very good at drawing into it. Let's not talk like that, Johan. It's a really serious thing. Oh no, speaking of change that is scary and bad, Narcomoeba. That's not what Narcomoeba is supposed to look like. That's not what Narcomoeba is supposed to look like. Next says, thank you for the 6-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Looking for a Saheeli. They hit a Conflagrate already here. They shaved neonates and lands. That's so greedy. Sounds like Magic players. For $1,000, I will eat while unmuted. If you pay me to play Lantern, I'll lead unmuted for free with it. Because anybody who wants to watch Lantern Control gets played deserves to hear me chew. Yeah, it was a really, really simple thing, Brad, that adds a lot of value. I'm all for easy improvements. You don't understand why I don't like Lantern Control. Have you never played Lantern Control? So we could draw a Saheeli and then draw a Dredge creature and then gain infinite life here. Unfortunately, we did not. Pretty close to dead here, right? I guess we technically have outs, right? I can Unburial Rites this Felidar Guardian and then play... I can just Unburial Rites the Felidar and then play a bunch of Mana Dorks out here and like chump block and then rip a Saheeli, right? Yes, I will never concede. Every match will go until my opponent gives up or until I win the game. Probably until they give up. No, you can't actually gain infinite life on Magic Online. When I say infinite, I mean I'll gain enough that they can't win the game. We'll get like 3 or 4 digits and call it a day. Sliver is on the no-fly list because it's really popular. It's a really popular deck that's really bad. So people would request it fairly often. So if you want me to play it, it's $50. And again, the no-fly list is not a list of decks I won't play. It's just a list of decks I won't play for $10. Sure, but you can pick like Graham number or a billion. You can pick a number where they actually can't attack you for that much. Whereas on Magic Online, that's difficult to do. How do you win with Rights Gone? You just like draw Saheeli eventually? Or something? I don't know. I'm learning here too. Alright, or did they hit Creeping Chill and they have a Conflagrate? Started playing Arena after watching yesterday. First time playing Standard / RTR. Haven't killed anyone with Dimir control, but won a lot of games. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's the Standard format seems like it's gonna be a good time. This is definitely a Gaddock Teeg matchup, right? So like that stops Conflagrate. No boarding Kiki as and a resto for just more combo. Run it. We were dead without Creeping Chill there. We were just dead to Conflagrate. They had 5 cards in their hand, and they were going to get to play a land down to 4, and then dredge up to 6, and then 6 me with the Conflagrate. It's like really bad, right? Yeah, I'm excited to try Risk Factor in Blue-Red too. Yeah, it depends on demand GRTE. How much Standard is going to appear on stream is going to be directly dictated by how popular it is. So because there's a second land on top of my deck, I'm actually going to decline playing this bird on 1 so I can draw the land on 2 guaranteed. So at a minimum, I'm going to force 1 day a week of Standard just so I can get a good metric on what the YouTube numbers are like. No, No, in order for a lantern to get played on League, lantern to get played on stream, I need $1,000 in bits. It can't be through PayPal because I'm not risking a chargeback on a lantern league. Mr. Lifeguard just stopping by to renew my sub. Back to the VOD. Thank you for the 7 months of support and re-up in the Bezo bucks. Glad you enjoy the YouTube stuff. YouTube's very convenient. All my stuff gets archived on there if you've never watched that before. You can play and pause and start and stop. Any advice for how to go about that matchup? That is one of the many matchups that I would refer to as a Doom Blade all the things matchup. It's a matchup where you just need to kill actual every creature they put into play. Chargebacks are where somebody goes to their credit card company and says, this is a fraudulent charge, I'm not paying for it, and the credit card company takes the money back away from me. No fundraiser, all at once. Looking for a cat. Opponent made a small mistake here. They hit Narcomoeba at end of turn here, but because they did this on my end of turn and not my second main phase, their prized amalgam is not going to come back until their end step. So whenever you're potentially putting cards in your discard pile in Dredge, you want to make sure you're doing that during your opponent's second main phase rather than their end step. Wow, they are really bad at finding dredgers. And again, the number for lantern control is obnoxiously high because I really don't want to play it. It's not obnoxiously high as a challenge to you to like give me a bunch of money. There's plenty of people that give me much smaller amounts of money to play decks that are much more fun than lantern control, in my opinion. People just like, I'm just not like most people who will say, well, I won't do that. I'm honest. I'll do it for the right amount of money. All right, they don't have a Doom Blade here. They're dead. Hear my kitty purr. Hear my kitty purr. Murder is always a good choice. Thanks. Thank you for the bits, Makamook. Yeah, usually I don't sneeze just once. Usually it takes a couple. Here's a little Hogland does social media. If Vexing Devil let you flash, well, you see, one mode of Vexing Devil is almost always bad. With Risk Factor, you can build your deck so both modes are always good. Very, very different cards. You also get it twice. And this is why change like Tireless Tracker versus Dark Confidant is so difficult and takes so long to happen in formats like Modern, because people just don't want to try new things, and they write things off without ever actually having tried them. I always had that. That was always there. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. The design on Risk Factor is A+. There are a lot of cards in the new set that have just like awesome designs. Yeah, if you want a direct wire transfer, I can work with that too. We are back to playing on spreadsheets today. You can read all about my thoughts and opinions on Assassin's Trophy and how they impact cards on Modern in my articles here on coolstuffinc.com. You can also find lots of information about my thoughts and feelings on that card in my various streams where we've played a bunch of them. You can find all those past streams on my YouTube channel as well as my website, jeffhoagland.com. What do I mean when you're playing on spreadsheets? I mean, Magic Online isn't a video game. It's a computer application like an Excel spreadsheet. I have no idea. I am by no means a burn expert. What do the numbers say? The YouTube numbers look good, and my average viewer count yesterday was higher than my average Modern viewer count is. Am I gonna go back to that deck someday? No, I just play decks that people pay me money to play. It's a good system. Lets me play Magic for a living. The format is really good, Anner. At least to start here. What we know so far, the format is really good. Robert Sucio, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. And my decision is not going to be based just on numbers as well. So, depending on what decks have what points in the queue is still going to be the primary factoring decision for a lot of things here. Am I supposed to play a cat here, or am I supposed to play Saheeli Rai? I kind of want to play cat, blink Noble Hierarch, but they're going to conflagrate. They're going to conflagrate my thing next turn. I love Arena Anner. It is such great software. I guess I could blink the Oath and find a land. I guess that's a pretty good line. We find a green source. We can then play Noble Hierarch out as well. Well, so like the problem here is they're almost certainly going to conflagrate me next turn and kill my birds if I don't play anything. So like playing this pulls flak off of my birds, which is nice. I think I need to fetch shock for this Noble Hierarch here because I have this Kiki-Jiki in my hand. Details on how my deck queue works are here. If you have any questions about specifics after reading that, feel free to drop me a direct message. I think Magic Arena is very far off of ever providing everything that Magic Online does. I think there's no reason for them to stop supporting Magic Online while Magic Online is still making them piles of money. My Twitch videos are subscriber only because you can find everything that I stream on my YouTube channel cut up by deck. I don't know, big guys, change is tough. We're being annoyed by change is like ingrained into us as people. I think we're dead here. I just think like these creature matchups are always like really bad against Dredge. Conflagrate just like destroys you. They just like ditch their hand, kill our board. We can probably never win the game. An 8 whack, we'll do Luca. Correct. Subscribing lets you add decks to the queue for a cheaper price. If I gave every sub a deck with their sub, I literally would not have enough hours to play all of the deck lists. There are a little over 2,000 subscribers, and I just can, you know, physically only play like 30 decks a week. 30, sometimes we get more than that, but 30, 20 to 30 is usually where we end up. It doesn't ask for a specific lift. Will you be making changes? Yeah, Mr. Ed, that's exactly what we're doing. In fact, even if people submit decks, I'm probably still going to make some changes as if we see glaring issues in between games. Like when we were playing yesterday, I was making changes between matches a lot. Yeah, when my deck queue isn't huge, it's only $10 for subscribers to add decks to the queue. Thank you for the typo fix. Spell check. Spell check is not so useful at checking made up words. No, you're fine. Questions are fine. What I do here is semi-unique, so questions are encouraged if there's any confusion. Yeah, I think so, Larynx. That sounds right. I'm gonna play this as just like a distraction, basically. Although that means if they don't kill Saheeli next turn, I can chump with this Brownscale, and then I can combo them. Civ Master, thank you for the 10-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome. 10 months of quality memes. May there be many more. Let's hope. Let's hope. I'm hoping to be doing this for a while. This is a fun job. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. Yeah, the sub animations turned out really well. So we'll see. Or they have another Conflagrate. So wait, are we actually just dead to Conflagrate? Hey, the Pat, 2 months. Can't wait. You are almost getting close. We're gonna have a lot of mods soon, which is good. Lots of mods to keep the chat well moderated. So they can play a land, bring back Bloodghast, and then they can Conflagrate the Golgari Brownscale for 3 and me for 1, and then they can attack for 9. So we're dead. Let's see if they see the line. There's 2 different gesture animations, one for bits and one for donations. Yep, good game, opponent. Like I said, I think we came really close to winning that, and I think these matchups are pretty hard for us, so not surprised that we lost. Good, well played by the opponent. They use their Conflagrates at opportune times. Yeah, so for those that aren't familiar with what we're doing, if we would have drawn Civilized Scholar next turn when we untapped with the Golgari Brownscale in our bin, we would have been able to Saheeli copy the Civilized Scholar, getting a haste 1, and then we would have dredged our entire deck and gained infinite health with the Scholar token and Brownscale plus the 2 purities. No, I don't think Chromatic Lantern is particularly playable. Could you put this against Ted's control? Will do, Big Eyes. Thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate the support. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Seems pretty good. It needs a Golgari Brownscale to gain life on turn whatever. Those seem good. They had a good bit of consistency. Adding 4 Oaths to the deck also makes having 4 Felidar Guardians better, because the Oath gives Felidar Guardians something to blink for profit. Yeah, that's one of the upsides to friendly leagues, is you're never out of cash. He's dead, Jim. So bound by Moonsilver makes it so when this loots, this doesn't. So when this loots, it can't transform. So you get to dredge your entire deck. Put this towards green black elves, but mostly I'm here for the gestured hits. Thank you, Tuba. Yeah, they really knocked it out of the park. I don't think that's better, Demir Spy. I'm not winning that game by dredging the Golgari Brownscale. I'm just losing more slowly. So I think your line is playing to not lose, and my line is playing to win. Like, I didn't throw away the Brownscale because I wasn't dredging it the following turn. Yeah, it gets to block Bloodghast the following turn, Demir Spy. So instead of blocking 3 damage that turn, it blocks 2 and then 2, or 2 and then 3 like it was going to there. Yes, yeah. An accurate description of friendly leagues versus competitive leagues on Magic Online is higher risk for degenerate gamblers versus lower risk for people that just want to play Magic the Gathering and not set dollar bills on fire. But that one didn't make it past legal, so instead they called them friendly and competitive leagues. No, I don't think that's true, Zaka. Like, are you looking at the cards that we're casting? Like, Lotus Cobra doesn't actually help us cast our spells sooner. Like, we have a bunch of 3-mana spells in our deck, and, like, they killed our mana dork here. So, like, I had an accelerant, and they interacted with it. So, Lotus Cobra isn't going to help us play our cards faster. I would accept an argument that maybe we want 10 1-mana dorks, but I think playing a 2-mana dork doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Sure, QPs allow you to go gamble in other events. So again, they're just allowing you to gamble for more prizes. QPs are included in the more prizes that you're gambling for. If you want to play Lotus Cobra, play Cobra Saheeli. It's okay. The Cobra Saheeli deck is also sweet. It's just a different deck. So like a lot of the changes people have suggested to this deck, you just like want to play Cobra Saheeli. And like again, that's fine. That deck is awesome. It's a lot of fun to play, but I would not play that over this. I would not play those cards in this deck that's trying to leverage this Civilized Scholar combo. I will not be in Vegas. It's okay to like degenerate gambling. Magic Online is a great way to gamble on the internet. If you wanna gamble online, Magic Online is one of the best ways to do it. That is, well, we were gonna be okay when they only had 1 card left in their hand, and then they cast Bedlam Reveler. I mean, a good rule of thumb is that like if you're unsure why a card is in your opponent's deck, you should probably kill it. Yeah, I mean, I can bound by Moonsilver this Bedlam Reveler, but the issue isn't the Bedlam Reveler attacking so much as it's they just drew 3 cards. Yeah, they're playing some kind of weird burn list. It's good enough to kill us. Searing Blaze while we were on the draw felt real bad. Just stopped us from developing. We just gotta draw our purities, chat. They'll never beat purity. Which card impressed me the most out of the new set? Disinformation Campaign was really awesome yesterday when we played that in Standard. If you're talking about modern trophies, just like the slam dunk easy pick, but in Standard, Disinformation Campaign felt really good. Colin with the $2 tip. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Dance, Jester Dance. Put it at Green Black Elves. Will do. Will do. Oh, Knight of Autumn's good. Yeah, that's true. Would I play this deck in a serious tournament? Definitely not. Sure. All right. All right. That is modern staple bound by Moonsilver. It's a 3-mana pacifism that also says the card can't transform. I love the optimism about casting Sun Titan soon. Is Bound by Moonsilver preventing Delver from transforming a flavor fail? I think it is, right? Because like Delver's not a werewolf, right? So like why is Silver preventing him from transforming? I think searching a land is pretty negligible in Modern. I think in Standard, searching a land is a big deal, but I think in Modern, the efficiency and the flexibility of Assassin's Trophy makes Trophy an easy 4-of in Black-Green X decks. Like there's a reason why people play 4 Path to Exiles. I think you're playing too scared. And I don't think nobody reasonable, Roberto, is saying that Assassin's Trophy is better than Fatal Push against aggro, because that's just idiotic and wrong. What we are saying is that in addition to your 4 Fatal Pushes, you should have 4 Assassin's Trophies in your deck. I'm not saying you cut Fatal Push and play Assassin's Trophy, because you're right, that would be wrong. What I am saying is that you should play 4 Assassin's Trophy without cutting your 4 Fatal Pushes. We went 2 and 3 with Rock today. It was a rough morning. All right, let's try one more. I want to do our thing at least once, maybe. We just get dumpstered one more time, we'll call it a day, but I did not see the 5-0 list. My week has just been so absurdly busy. I haven't had time to do anything that's not directly work related. I haven't had a hankering to build new Modern decks, and people haven't paid me to build specific things, so I haven't been doing research. For the things I've been paid to build, I also haven't had time to build, so they've been getting pushed. Yeah, kind of, to a degree. It's contextual. Like, we've been doing a bunch of Standard, right? So, like, I've been looking at Standard data dumps and working on pouring over lists for that. Like the modern deck list that I have to build in the queue are like just complete memes. So there isn't really like looking at good modern lists isn't relatable. Hallowed One, Black Green, Shadow, Tron, Valakut, Blue White Control. There are so many matchups for Assassin's Trophy, it's absurd. And the thing that's important about a card like Assassin's Trophy isn't even about the matchups where it's really good. It's about the matchups where it's not really good, it's still okay. Assassin's Trophy is a card where when it's okay, it's still a 5, and when it's great, it's a 10. It's the best card you want to draw. And cards like that are awesome in decks like that. The only standard dump we've had are the Moto deck lists. High floor, that's a great way to phrase it. High floor, high ceiling. It's a card that when it's good, it's amazing, and when it's bad, it's still fine. Inska, thank you very much for the 4-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome. I think that's something a lot of people don't get, right? Like, I've heard a lot of people parroting similar to what you've said, Roberto. Yes, it is. It's fine against burn. Killing their Goblin Guide is better than it sitting there hitting you. I'm not saying it's better than Fatal Push against burn. I'm not saying it's better than Abrupt Decay against burn. What I'm saying is it's better than not having a removal spell against burn. It's just the type of card where even when it's bad, it's still just like, okay, I had a removal spell here and this is good for me. If their payoff isn't Karn, we get to kill them next turn. So show me Wormcoil. But I can't cast a Stoneforge Mystic. Nope. Stoneforge Mystic. Too strong. It is. It's worse than Fatal Push against burn, too. It's worse than Abrupt Decay against burn. I agree with those statements. I agree that against burn, that if you showed me a bunch of removal spells, I would never pick Assassin's Trophy as the one I wanted as my first choice. Look, chat, all I want out of life is to be allowed to concede to Tron lands with a birthing pot in my hand, or concede to Tron lands with the Stoneforge Mystic. Is that really so much to ask? Is that really so greedy? Can't I just have the right to die with the card that I want to be casting sometimes in my hand? Yeah, we're gonna finish this match, then I'm gonna be done. We could hit a fast combo in one of these second two games, and win it, but we're probably gonna be done for this. This is a failed experiment. This will not be the deck of the day today. Hopefully Risk Factor Blue-Red goes well next. That's the one I'm looking forward to. Man, look how good this hand is. Just has like Damping Sphere. Tron could never win. I don't think so, Jackal Girl. We just kind of like fell on our face and didn't do anything. This deck's linear game plan is slow, and it doesn't have an interactive game plan. We ran pretty good the other day when we actually did stuff with this. Yeah, very clearly, all we did was make the deck worse because the other version did better. I did not. I haven't been looking at modern data. Nobody's asked me to build good modern decks recently, so I haven't had to look for them. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and play Cat here and blink the Oath, since they're not threatening Tron next turn. Yeah, there are some stores that serve alcohol, which means they have to not allow minors in for legal reasons. I guess they have a bar. You wouldn't be dying to pot with Birthing Chop in your hand, because all we'd play is beer matches, right? So Namichill, that's a city or local law. That's not something that Wizards of the Coast defines or determines. We're gonna cast Purity next turn, chat. They're not gonna know what hit them. I have no idea who that is, Johan. We got Sir Teaglesworth here, which is which means when they cast Oblivion Stone next turn, we can concede. Worm Coil, so you're saying there's a chance. No, I'm pretty changed it so they said you could call in. Bound by Moonsilver. Taste the moon, opponent. Taste the moon. The moon. Nice Worm Coil. Too bad you weren't ready for Innistrad Limited All-Star Bound by Moonsilver. You get your worms checked out if they're allergic to Moonsilver, chat. It's not a good scene. It's not a good scene. They can't Ugin. They can't Ugin. My advisor recommends against them casting Ugin. Teeg is here and he's angry, chat. Yeah. Have some soggy balls, opponent. How do you like my soggy balls? Look, Teeg would never steer me wrong, chat. Teeg and I, we go way back. Teeg and I, we go way back. He's one of my boys. He's got my back. Oh no! Oh no, not Walking Ballista. This card is actually one of the biggest upgrades to Tron in the last year. It's so absurd. You should consult a doctor if you find a Brownscale on your soggy balls. That just sounds like good life advice, really. That is in fact Modern Staple Purity in our hand. In fact, Modern Staple Purity here, because they didn't kill our mana creatures, could potentially pull us through here. You think Moto's broken? It's really lagging. My opponent can't respond. This should just resolve, right? My body is ready for them to just like play a 7th land and cast card next turn. Yeah, they're gonna go land all his dust, just like vomit. Just throw up everywhere. Oh, I punted here. I should have attacked with Brownscale plus Felidar, so I could hit them to 7, so when they killed the Noble Hierarch, this was still lethal next turn. All right, got 4 copies of Saheeli in our deck. Second Purity, probably not gonna do it. It does have reach. It breaks worlds, chat. Why wouldn't it have reach? So it's worth noting, if I would have attacked with the Felidar Guardian last turn, I could have killed them this turn by moving the Bound by Moonsilver over here. Oh, I could have looked for a Hierarch. Yeah, you're super right. Yeah, I potentially miss lethal here. I was gonna blink this anyways, right? Or a Hierarch here, so I miss lethal. There is not, no punish. Alright, play something that lets me concede. Please and thank you. God bless, Tron player. God bless. Alright, so if you haven't watched my stream before, after we finish playing a deck, I always do a little wrap-up segment where I talked about what was good, what was bad, what we liked, what we didn't like. And occasionally, you have a deck like this where the wrap-up segment is very easy. In your Magic Online deck editor, on the left over here, it lists all of your decks. And if you right-click on the deck name, it gives you the second option. You just do that and confirm it, and that's how you fix the deck. Very, very, very clean and easy. All right, up next, we're going to play some blue-red Risk Factor tempo.